What if the difference between the wealthy and the struggling has nothing to do with hard work or luck? What if it's actually about frequency? Right now, you're vibrating at a specific frequency that's either attracting money or repelling it. The wealthy have discovered this frequency and tune into it every single day. That's why money flows to them while others struggle. In the next hour, you'll discover your wealth frequency and learn to reprogram your mind to automatically attract abundance. You'll remove the invisible blocks, keeping you from financial freedom, and become someone who naturally magnetizes wealth. Your wealthy life isn't a distant dream. It's just a frequency away. Introduction. Your journey to financial freedom starts now. Welcome to a transformation that will change everything you thought you knew about money, wealth, and your ability to attract abundance into your life. Right now, as you listen to these words, you are standing at the threshold of the most important financial education you will ever receive. This is not just another book about money management or investment strategies. This is your complete guide to understanding and harnessing the wealth frequency that surrounds us all. Money is energy. Wealth is a frequency. And you, right now, have the power to tune into that frequency and transform your financial reality forever. Whether you're struggling to pay bills, living paycheck to paycheck, or simply wanting to elevate your financial status to new heights, the principles you're about to learn will serve as your roadmap to lasting prosperity. For too long, we've been taught that money is scarce, that wealth is only for the lucky few, and that financial success requires sacrifice, struggle, and somehow being born into the right circumstances. These beliefs are not just wrong. They are the very barriers that have kept you from accessing the abundant life that is your birthright. The truth is revolutionary and simple. Money flows to those who understand its true nature. Money is attracted to those who align themselves with the frequency of wealth. And that frequency is not mysterious, complex, or reserved for a chosen few. It is accessible to everyone, including you, right here, right now. Think about the wealthiest people you know, either personally or through the media. What do they all have in common? It's not their background, their education, or even their initial resources. What they share is a fundamental understanding of how money works energetically. They think differently about money. They feel differently about money. They act differently around money. And most importantly, they vibrate at the frequency of wealth. This audiobook will teach you to do the same. You will learn to identify and eliminate the subconscious blocks that have been sabotaging your financial success. You will discover how to reprogram your mind for wealth. You will understand the exact steps to take to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the frequency of money. And you will develop the unshakable confidence that comes from knowing deep in your bones that you are worthy of abundant wealth. The journey ahead is not about quick fixes or get-rich-quick schemes. It's about fundamental transformation. It's about becoming the person who naturally attracts money, who thinks like the wealthy, and who operates from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. This transformation starts in your mind, extends to your emotions, and manifests through your actions. As we embark on this journey together, I want you to make a decision right now. Decide that you are ready to release the old stories about money that have limited you. Decide that you are worthy of wealth. Decide that you are capable of creating the financial life of your dreams. This decision, made with conviction and backed by the knowledge you're about to gain, is the first step toward your new wealthy reality. The wealth frequency is calling you. Your abundant future is waiting. Let's begin this transformation together. Chapter 1. Understanding the Wealth Frequency. Money is not paper, coins, or numbers in a bank account. Money is energy, and like all energy, it operates on specific frequencies. Understanding this fundamental truth is the key to unlocking unlimited financial abundance in your life. When you truly grasp that money is energy, you begin to understand why some people seem to effortlessly attract wealth, while others struggle financially, despite working incredibly hard. The wealth frequency is the energetic vibration that money resonates with. Just as radio stations broadcast on different frequencies, and you must tune your radio to the correct frequency to receive a clear signal, you must align your personal frequency with the frequency of wealth to attract money into your life consistently and abundantly. This concept might seem abstract at first, but consider how energy works in every other aspect of your life. When you're in a good mood, you attract positive experiences and people. When you're angry or depressed, you tend to encounter more negative situations. This is not coincidence. This is the law of attraction, working through energetic frequencies. The same principle applies to money. When you operate from the frequency of abundance, gratitude, and prosperity consciousness, you naturally attract more money. When you operate from frequencies of lack, fear, and scarcity, you repel money and create more financial struggle. Think about the last time you received unexpected money. Maybe it was a bonus at work, a gift, or you found money you had forgotten about. What was your emotional state leading up to that moment? If you examine it carefully, you'll likely find that you were feeling good, optimistic, or at peace. You were unconsciously aligned with the wealth frequency. Now think about times when you've had unexpected expenses or financial setbacks. What was your emotional and mental state during those periods? You were probably worried about money, feeling stressed about your finances, or focusing on what you lacked. You were unconsciously aligned with the scarcity frequency. The wealthy understand this principle intuitively. They maintain their alignment with the wealth frequency regardless of their current circumstances. They think about money from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. They feel grateful for the money they have rather than anxious about the money they don't have. They take actions that are consistent with someone who expects to receive money rather than someone who expects to struggle financially. But what exactly does the wealth frequency feel like? How do you know when you're aligned with it? The wealth frequency has distinct characteristics that you can learn to recognize and cultivate. First, the wealth frequency feels expansive rather than contracted. When you're aligned with wealth, you feel open to possibilities. You see opportunities where others see obstacles. Your thinking is broad and creative rather than narrow and limited. You feel like the universe is abundant, and there's more than enough for everyone, including you. Second, the wealth frequency feels confident rather than anxious. You have a deep knowing that you can handle whatever financial challenges arise. You trust your ability to create money and solve problems. You're not desperate or needy. You're patient and strategic. You know that money is coming to you, so you don't need to chase it frantically. Third, the wealth frequency feels grateful rather than lacking. You appreciate the money you currently have, even if it's not as much as you want. You celebrate financial wins, no matter how small. You focus on what's working in your financial life rather than what's not working. This gratitude creates a magnetic pull for more money. Fourth, the wealth frequency feels generous rather than stingy. You're willing to invest in yourself, your education, and your growth. You tip well and give freely when you can. You understand that money is meant to flow, not to be hoarded out of fear. This generosity signals to the universe that you trust in abundance. Finally, the wealth frequency feels aligned with your values rather than in conflict with them. You pursue money in ways that feel good to you. You're not willing to compromise your integrity or well-being for financial gain. You understand that true wealth includes not just money, but also health, relationships, and personal fulfillment. Learning to consistently access and maintain the wealth frequency is a skill that can be developed with practice. It starts with awareness. Throughout your day, begin to notice your frequency. When you think about money, what emotions arise? When you pay bills, what thoughts go through your mind? When you see wealthy people, what feelings come up? Once you develop this awareness, you can begin to consciously shift your frequency. When you catch yourself in a scarcity mindset, you can pause and ask yourself, how would someone aligned with the wealth frequency think about this situation? Then consciously choose thoughts, feelings, and actions that match that frequency. This is not about positive thinking or pretending everything is fine when it's not. This is about understanding the energetic reality of money and aligning yourself with it. It's about becoming a vibrational match for the wealth you desire. Remember, every wealthy person has learned to do this, whether they realize it or not. They have learned to maintain their alignment with the wealth frequency regardless of temporary setbacks or challenges. They have learned to think, feel, and act like wealthy people even before they became wealthy. And this is exactly what you're going to learn to do. The wealth frequency is not something external that you need to find or acquire. It's already within you. It's your natural state when you remove the blocks and limitations that have been covering it up. You were born worthy of abundance. You were born with the ability to attract wealth. You just need to remember how to access that natural ability. As you continue through this audiobook, you'll learn specific techniques and strategies for accessing and maintaining the wealth frequency. You'll discover how to identify and eliminate the blocks that have been keeping you from your financial goals, and you'll develop the skills and mindset that will make attracting money as natural as breathing. What if the difference between the wealthy and the struggling has nothing to do with hard work or luck? What if it's actually about frequency? Right now, you're vibrating at a specific frequency that's either attracting money or repelling it. The wealthy have discovered this frequency and tune into it every single day. That's why money flows to them, while others struggle. In the next hour, you'll discover your wealth frequency and learn to reprogram your mind to automatically attract abundance. You'll remove the invisible blocks, keeping you from financial freedom, and become someone who naturally magnetizes wealth. Your wealthy life isn't a distant dream. It's just a frequency away. But for now, simply begin to observe your current relationship with money. Notice when you feel aligned with abundance and when you feel contracted with scarcity. This awareness alone will begin to shift your frequency and open you to the wealth that wants to flow into your life. Chapter 2. The Psychology of Money and Wealth. Your relationship with money was formed long before you ever earned your first dollar. From the moment you were born, you began absorbing beliefs, attitudes, and emotions about money from everyone around you. Your parents, family members, teachers, and society all contributed to the psychological framework that now governs how you think, feel, and behave around money. These early money memories and the beliefs they created are the invisible forces that determine your current financial reality. If you want to change your financial results, you must first understand and transform your money psychology. This chapter will help you uncover the hidden beliefs that have been running your financial life and show you how to reprogram them for wealth and abundance. Most people never examine their money psychology. They simply accept their financial circumstances as unchangeable facts of life. They say things like, "I'm just not good with money," or "rich people are greedy," or "money doesn't grow on trees," without realizing that these statements are not truths about money, but rather beliefs they learned that are now creating their financial reality. Your money psychology operates through what psychologists call your money blueprint, or financial blueprint. This blueprint is like a program running in the background of your mind, automatically generating thoughts, emotions, and behaviors related to money. Most of this program operates at the subconscious level, which means you're not consciously aware of it, but it's controlling your financial results nonetheless. To understand your current money blueprint, let's explore some of the most common money beliefs and how they might be affecting your financial life. As we go through these, notice which ones resonate with you or sound familiar. These are clues to the beliefs that might be limiting your wealth potential. One of the most destructive money beliefs is that money is scarce or hard to come by. This belief often sounds like, money doesn't grow on trees. You have to work hard for money, or there's not enough to go around. If you hold this belief, you'll find yourself constantly worried about money, reluctant to spend money even on necessities, and always feeling like you're competing with others for limited resources. Another common limiting belief is that wealthy people are somehow bad or immoral. This might sound like rich people are greedy, money is the root of all evil, or good people don't care about money. If you hold these beliefs, you'll unconsciously sabotage your efforts to become wealthy because your mind won't allow you to become something you judge negatively. Many people also believe that they personally don't deserve wealth, or that wealth is not meant for people like them. This might sound like, I'm not smart enough to be rich. Wealth is for other people, not me. Or, I don't have what it takes to be successful. These beliefs create a ceiling on your financial potential because you won't allow yourself to earn more than you believe you deserve. Some people believe that pursuing money is selfish or that focusing on wealth will somehow harm their relationships or spiritual growth. These beliefs might sound like money isn't important. I shouldn't care about material things. Or, if I become wealthy, I'll lose my friends. These beliefs ensure that you'll never fully commit to creating wealth, because part of you believes it's wrong to do so. Where did these beliefs come from? Most of them were formed during your childhood, when you were most impressionable and had no ability to question or analyze what you were learning. You absorbed these beliefs by watching how the adults in your life related to money, by listening to what they said about money, and by experiencing the emotions they felt around money. For example, if your parents constantly fought about money, you might have learned that money causes conflict and pain. If your family struggled financially and you watched your parents stress about bills, you might have learned that money is always a source of worry and never enough. If you grew up hearing negative comments about wealthy people, you might have learned that being rich makes you a bad person. The important thing to understand is that these beliefs are not facts about money or wealth. They are simply perspectives you learned from people who learned them from other people. Many of these beliefs are not even based on reality. They're based on the fears, limitations, and misconceptions of the people who taught them to you. The good news is that because these beliefs were learned, they can be unlearned and replaced with beliefs that support your wealth and success. This process of changing your money psychology is not always easy, but it's absolutely essential if you want to create lasting financial change in your life. To begin transforming your money psychology, you need to become aware of your current beliefs and then consciously choose new beliefs that support your financial goals. This process involves several steps. First, you need to identify your current money beliefs. Pay attention to your automatic thoughts when you think about money. Notice what you say to yourself when you pay bills, when you see expensive things you want, when you think about wealthy people, or when you consider your own financial future. Write down these thoughts and beliefs. Don't judge them. Just observe them with curiosity. Also, reflect on your childhood experiences with money. What did your parents teach you about money, either directly through words or indirectly through their behavior? What was the emotional atmosphere around money in your household? Did you feel secure or insecure about money? Were your family's money conversations positive or negative? These early experiences often reveal the source of your current money beliefs. Once you've identified your limiting money beliefs, the next step is to question their validity. Ask yourself, is this belief actually true? Where did I learn this belief? Has this belief been helping me or limiting me financially? What evidence do I have that supports this belief? What evidence contradicts it? Often you'll find that your limiting money beliefs are based on outdated information, fear, or the limited experiences of the people who taught them to you. When you examine them logically, many of these beliefs simply don't hold up under scrutiny. Next, you need to consciously choose new beliefs that support your financial success. For every limiting belief you identify, create a new empowering belief to replace it. For example, if you believe money is hard to come by, you might replace it with money flows to me easily and frequently. If you believe I don't deserve wealth, you might replace it with I'm worthy of abundance and prosperity. The key to making these new beliefs stick is repetition and emotional reinforcement. Simply thinking a new thought once won't change a belief that's been reinforced thousands of times over many years. You need to consciously practice your new beliefs daily until they become automatic. You can do this through affirmations, visualization, and by consciously choosing thoughts that align with your new beliefs throughout the day. But most importantly, you need to start acting in ways that are consistent with your new beliefs. If you want to believe that you deserve wealth, start treating yourself with the respect and care that a wealthy person would. If you want to believe that money flows easily to you, start looking for and acknowledging all the ways money is already flowing to you. Changing your money psychology is one of the most powerful things you can do to transform your financial life. When you change your beliefs about money, you change your thoughts about money. When you change your thoughts, you change your emotions about money. When you change your emotions, you change your actions around money. And when you change your actions, you change your results. Remember, every wealthy person has had to develop a psychology that supports wealth. They have had to overcome limiting beliefs and replace them with empowering ones. They have had to learn to think, feel, and act like wealthy people. This is not a luxury or an optional step in becoming wealthy. It's an absolute necessity. Your current financial situation is a perfect reflection of your current money psychology. If you want different financial results, you must develop a different money psychology. The beliefs you hold about money right now are either your greatest asset or your greatest liability when it comes to creating wealth. Choose wisely. Chapter 3. Identifying and Overcoming Money Blocks. Deep within your subconscious mind lie invisible barriers that have been silently sabotaging your financial success for years. These barriers, known as money blocks, are the hidden reasons why you might work hard, but never seem to get ahead financially. Why you might have good intentions about saving money, but never follow through. Or why you might feel uncomfortable when you do have money and find ways to spend it quickly. Money blocks are subconscious beliefs, fears, and emotional patterns that create resistance to wealth and abundance in your life. They operate below the level of conscious awareness, which means you might not even realize they exist, yet they're constantly influencing your financial decisions and outcomes. Understanding and clearing these blocks is essential for anyone who wants to create lasting financial change. The reason money blocks are so powerful is that they operate automatically. Your conscious mind might want wealth and prosperity, but if your subconscious mind has been programmed with money blocks, it will find ways to sabotage your efforts. You might procrastinate on important financial tasks, make poor investment decisions, underprice your services, or create unexpected expenses right when you start to get ahead financially. Money blocks typically fall into several categories, and most people have some combination of them. The first category is unworthiness blocks. These are beliefs that you don't deserve wealth or that you're not good enough to be wealthy. People with unworthiness blocks often sabotage themselves just as they're about to achieve financial success because deep down, they don't believe they deserve it. Unworthiness blocks might sound like, "Who am I to be wealthy? I don't deserve more than I have. I'm not smart enough to be rich. People like me don't become wealthy." Or, "I should be grateful for what I have and not ask for more." These thoughts create a ceiling on your financial potential because you won't allow yourself to have more than you believe you deserve. The second category is safety blocks. These are fears that having money will somehow make you unsafe or cause you to lose something important. People with safety blocks often fear that wealth will change them in negative ways, that they'll lose friends or family if they become wealthy, or that having money will make them a target for harm. Safety blocks might sound like, "Money changes people for the worse. If I become wealthy, my friends won't like me anymore. Rich people are unhappy. Having money makes you a target. I'll lose my values if I focus on money." Or, "Wealth will corrupt me." These fears cause people to unconsciously avoid or sabotage financial success to maintain their sense of safety and belonging. The third category is identity blocks. These are beliefs about who you are and what kind of person you can be. If your identity doesn't include being wealthy, you'll resist becoming wealthy because it conflicts with how you see yourself. Identity blocks are particularly powerful because people will go to great lengths to maintain consistency with their self-image. Identity blocks might sound like, "I'm just not a money person. I come from a poor family. I'm more spiritual than materialistic. I'm not the type to be wealthy. I'm too nice to be rich." Or, "I'm not business-minded." These beliefs lock you into a financial identity that doesn't include wealth. The fourth category is scarcity blocks. These are beliefs that there isn't enough money to go around, that you have to struggle for money, or that gaining wealth means taking it away from someone else. Scarcity blocks create a competitive, fearful relationship with money that makes it difficult to attract and maintain wealth. Scarcity blocks might sound like, "There's not enough money to go around. I have to work hard for every dollar. If I have more, someone else will have less. Money is always tight. I can't afford that." Or, "I have to save every penny." These beliefs create a vibration of lack that repels money and opportunities. The fifth category is guilt and shame blocks. These are beliefs that wanting or having money is somehow wrong, selfish, or immoral. People with guilt and shame blocks often feel uncomfortable when they have money and find ways to get rid of it quickly. They might also underprice their services or give away their time and energy without fair compensation. Guilt and shame blocks might sound like, "It's selfish to want money. Money is the root of all evil. I should be happy with what I have. Good people don't care about money. It's wrong to charge what I'm worth." Or, "I feel guilty when I have money and others don't." These beliefs create internal conflict around money that makes it impossible to build lasting wealth. Now that you understand the different types of money blocks, how do you identify which ones are affecting you? The key is to pay attention to your automatic thoughts, emotional reactions, and behavioral patterns around money. Start by noticing your thoughts when you think about money or wealth. What comes up automatically? Do you feel excited and hopeful, or do you feel anxious and worried? Do you think about possibilities, or do you immediately think about obstacles? Your automatic thoughts will reveal your underlying beliefs. Also, pay attention to your emotional reactions in money-related situations. How do you feel when you see very expensive items? How do you feel when you're around wealthy people? How do you feel when you receive money? How do you feel when you spend money? Your emotional reactions will show you where you have blocks. Notice your behavioral patterns around money as well. Do you procrastinate on financial tasks? Do you avoid looking at your bank account? Do you spend money impulsively? Do you have trouble charging what you're worth? Do you find yourself in the same financial situations repeatedly? Your behaviors will reveal the blocks that are driving them. Once you've identified your money blocks, the next step is to clear them. This process involves several techniques that work together to reprogram your subconscious mind for wealth and abundance. The first technique is conscious recognition and questioning. When you catch yourself thinking a limiting thought about money, pause and ask yourself, is this thought true? Where did I learn this belief? Is this belief helping me or hurting me? What would I prefer to believe instead? This process helps you become aware of your blocks and begin to question their validity. The second technique is emotional clearing. Money blocks often carry emotional charges from past experiences. To clear these emotions, you can use techniques like tapping, deep breathing, or simply allowing yourself to feel the emotions fully without judgment. When you clear the emotional charge, the belief loses its power over you. The third technique is belief replacement. For every limiting belief you identify, create a new empowering belief to replace it. Make sure your new beliefs are positive, present tense, and personally meaningful to you. Instead of "I don't deserve wealth," you might say, "I am worthy of abundance and prosperity." Instead of "money is hard to come by," you might say, "Money flows to me easily and naturally." The fourth technique is visualization and mental rehearsal. Spend time each day visualizing yourself as already having the wealth you desire. See yourself living your ideal financial life, feeling grateful and comfortable with money, and making financial decisions from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. This mental rehearsal helps reprogram your subconscious mind to accept wealth as normal and natural for you. The fifth technique is taking aligned action. Start acting in ways that are consistent with your new beliefs about money. If you want to believe you're worthy of wealth, start treating yourself with the respect and care that a wealthy person would. If you want to believe money flows easily to you, start looking for and acknowledging all the ways money is already coming to you. Clearing money blocks is not usually a one-time event. It's an ongoing process that requires patience, consistency, and self-compassion. Some blocks might clear quickly, while others might take more time and repeated effort. The key is to stay committed to the process and trust that every step you take is moving you closer to financial freedom. Remember, the money blocks you have are not your fault. They were created by experiences and influences that were largely outside your control. But now that you're aware of them, you have the power to change them. Every successful person has had to clear their money blocks. It's not a sign of weakness or failure. It's a normal and necessary part of creating financial success. As you work on clearing your money blocks, be patient and gentle with yourself. Celebrate every small victory and every shift in your thinking. Notice when you catch yourself in an old pattern and choose a new response. Pay attention to how your relationship with money begins to change as you release these blocks. Your money blocks have been the invisible ceiling on your financial potential. As you identify and clear them, you'll find that opportunities begin to appear, ideas flow more freely, and you feel more confident and comfortable around money. This is your natural state when the blocks are removed. This is who you really are, beneath the programming and conditioning. The wealthy understand that their inner world creates their outer world. They have learned to identify and clear the blocks that limit their success. They have learned to think, feel, and act from a place of abundance rather than limitation. This is exactly what you're learning to do, and it will transform your financial life in ways you can't yet imagine. Chapter 4. Reprogramming your mind for wealth. Your mind is the most powerful wealth creation tool you possess, yet most people never learn how to use it effectively for financial success. Every thought you think, every belief you hold, and every mental image you create is either moving you toward wealth or away from it. The wealthy understand this principle and consciously program their minds for success. In this chapter, you'll learn how to reprogram your mind to automatically attract wealth and abundance. The human mind operates on multiple levels simultaneously. Your conscious mind is like the tip of an iceberg. It's what you're aware of, but it represents only a small fraction of your total mental capacity. Beneath the surface lies your subconscious mind, which is far more powerful and influential than your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind controls your automatic behaviors, emotional reactions, and the beliefs that shape your reality. When it comes to money, your subconscious mind is running programs that were installed years ago, often during childhood. These programs determine how you think, feel, and behave around money automatically, without conscious thought. If these programs are aligned with wealth and abundance, you'll naturally attract money and make good financial decisions. If these programs are aligned with scarcity and limitation, you'll struggle financially no matter how hard you work consciously. The key to reprogramming your mind for wealth is to understand how your subconscious mind works and then use specific techniques to install new programs that support your financial success. Your subconscious mind learns through repetition, emotion, and visualization. It doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's imagined. It simply accepts what you feed it most consistently. This is why positive thinking alone doesn't work for most people. Simply thinking positive thoughts occasionally isn't enough to override years of negative programming. You need to use specific techniques that work with how your subconscious mind actually learns and changes. The first step in reprogramming your mind for wealth is to become aware of your current mental programming. Throughout your day, pay attention to your automatic thoughts about money. What do you think when you pay bills? What goes through your mind when you see something expensive you want? How do you talk to yourself about your financial situation? Most people discover that their automatic thoughts about money are predominantly negative. They think things like, "I can't afford that," "Money is tight," "I'll never get ahead," or "I'm not good with money." These thoughts, repeated thousands of times, create a mental program that attracts scarcity and repels wealth. Once you become aware of your current programming, you can begin to consciously choose new thoughts and beliefs that support wealth. This is where the real work begins. You need to decide exactly what you want to believe about money, and then consistently feed those beliefs to your subconscious mind until they become automatic. Start by creating a list of empowering beliefs about money that you want to install in your subconscious mind. These might include beliefs like, "Money flows to me easily and naturally," "I am worthy of wealth and abundance," "I make excellent financial decisions," "Opportunities for wealth are everywhere," "I am a money magnet," "Wealth is my natural state," or "I deserve to be financially free." Make sure your new beliefs are stated in positive, present tense language. Instead of saying, "I will not struggle with money," say, "I am financially abundant." Instead of saying, "I won't be poor," say, "I am wealthy." Your subconscious mind responds better to positive statements about what you want rather than negative statements about what you don't want. Now that you have your new beliefs, you need to program them into your subconscious mind using proven techniques. The most effective method is repetition combined with emotion and visualization. The first technique is affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements about your desired reality that you repeat regularly to program your subconscious mind. To make the affirmations effective, You need to say them with feeling and conviction, not just recite them mechanically. When you repeat an affirmation, imagine that it's already true and feel the emotions you would feel if it were true. For example, when you say, "Money flows to me easily and naturally," don't just mumble the words. Say them with conviction while imagining money flowing into your life from multiple sources. Feel the gratitude, excitement, and security you would feel if this were already your reality. The emotion is what gives the affirmation its power. Repeat your affirmations at least twice daily, once in the morning and once before bed. These are times when your subconscious mind is most receptive to new programming. You can also repeat them throughout the day, whenever you catch yourself thinking negative thoughts about money. The second technique is visualization. Your subconscious mind thinks in pictures, so visualization is one of the most powerful ways to reprogram it. Spend time each day visualizing yourself as already having achieved your financial goals. See yourself living in your ideal home, driving your dream car, checking your bank account, and seeing the balance you want, or doing whatever activities you would do if you were wealthy. Make your visualizations as detailed and real as possible. Use all your senses. What do you see, hear, smell, taste, and feel in your wealthy reality? The more vivid and detailed your visualizations, the more real they become to your subconscious mind. Don't just visualize having money. Visualize yourself feeling comfortable and confident with money. See yourself making financial decisions easily and wisely. Visualize yourself being generous and using your wealth to help others. Visualize yourself enjoying your wealth without guilt or fear. The third technique is mental rehearsal. This involves mentally rehearsing yourself in situations where you demonstrate wealth consciousness. For example, you might mentally rehearse yourself confidently, negotiating a higher salary, making a smart investment decision, or receiving a large sum of money and feeling grateful, but not surprised. Mental rehearsal helps you develop new neural pathways associated with wealth and success. When you actually encounter these situations in real life, you'll be more likely to respond in ways that align with wealth consciousness because you've already practiced mentally. The fourth technique is using wealth triggers throughout your day. A wealth trigger is anything that reminds you to think wealthy thoughts or feel wealthy emotions. This might be a specific piece of jewelry you wear, a phrase you say to yourself, or a mental image you call up. For example, every time you touch your wallet, you might think, "I am a money magnet." Every time you see the color green, you might visualize money flowing to you. Every time you pay for something, you might think, "Money circulates freely in my life." These triggers help you maintain wealth consciousness throughout the day instead of just during formal practice sessions. The fifth technique is changing your internal dialogue. Most people have a constant stream of thoughts running through their minds, and much of this internal dialogue is negative, especially about money. Start paying attention to how you talk to yourself about money and consciously choose more empowering language. Instead of saying, "I can't afford that," say, "I choose not to buy that right now." Or, "I'm saving my money for something better." Instead of saying, "I'm broke," say, "I'm temporarily between fortunes," or, "My money is just in transition." Instead of saying, "I'll never have enough money," say, "I'm open to all the ways money can come to me." This might seem like just playing with words, but language is incredibly powerful. The words you use shape your thoughts shape your emotions shape your actions, and your actions shape your results. The sixth technique is surrounding yourself with wealth consciousness. This means consuming books, audio programs, videos, and other content that reinforce wealthy thinking. It means spending time with people who think abundantly about money. It means creating an environment that supports your new wealthy identity. Pay attention to what you read, watch, and listen to. Does it reinforce scarcity thinking or abundance thinking? Does it make you feel empowered about your financial future or worried about it? Choose media and entertainment that supports your wealth programming. Also, pay attention to the people you spend time with. Do they support your financial goals, or do they complain about money and reinforce limitation? While you don't need to cut off relationships, you do need to be conscious of how other people's attitudes about money affect your own programming. The seventh technique is acting as if you're already wealthy. This doesn't mean spending money you don't have or being irresponsible with your finances. It means making decisions and taking actions that are consistent with someone who has wealth consciousness. How would a wealthy person organize their finances? How would they dress? How would they carry themselves? How would they speak? How would they treat other people? How would they approach opportunities? Start embodying these qualities now, before you have the money. When you act as if you're already wealthy, you send a powerful message to your subconscious mind that wealth is normal and natural for you. Your subconscious mind will then work to make your external reality match your internal reality. Reprogramming your mind for wealth is not a quick fix or a one-time event. It's an ongoing process that requires consistency and patience. Some people see results within days or weeks, while others might need months of consistent practice. The key is to stick with it even when you don't see immediate results. Remember, your current mental programming took years to develop, so it's reasonable to expect that changing it will take time too. But every day you practice these techniques, you're making progress. Every positive thought about money, every wealthy visualization, every empowering affirmation is rewiring your brain for success. The wealthy understand that their minds are their most valuable assets. They invest time and energy in programming their minds for success, just as they invest money in their businesses or other ventures. They know that their external wealth is a reflection of their internal wealth consciousness. As you begin to reprogram your mind for wealth, you'll notice changes in how you think, feel, and behave around money. You'll feel more confident about your financial future. You'll start to see opportunities you didn't notice before. You'll make better financial decisions automatically. You'll feel more deserving of wealth and more comfortable with the idea of being wealthy. These changes might be subtle at first, but they will compound over time. As your new wealthy programming becomes stronger, it will begin to manifest in your external reality. You'll start to attract more money, better opportunities, and greater financial success. Your mind is waiting to be programmed for wealth. The techniques are simple and proven. The only question is whether you'll use them consistently.